Conducting proper keyword research is the first step that you need to take in order to have a great SEO campaign. So how do we actually find relevant keywords that are worth trying to target? Let's look at that in today's video. Even though keyword research is basically the first step that you should take in an SEO campaign, a lot of people don't do it, but it's so important. I'm going to walk through in this video why it's so important, as well as actually how to find certain keywords. So what we'll do is we'll jump over to the computer and we'll dive on in. So what I'll do is I'll actually walk you through a few free keyword tools first that we actually like and that we recommend if you're on an SEO budget and you're trying to figure out what keywords you should target. Now, honestly, as simple as this might sound, what we'd recommend before you even jump on a computer or look at any of these keyword tools is to actually open up a spreadsheet or even get pen and paper and a notepad and just brainstorm some what we call seed keywords. These are the keywords that you think people would be searching for. Now, if you are in an office or work with a team or whatever it might be, ask for their opinion as well. And if you have the opportunity to talk to other team members that aren't specifically looking after digital marketing, ask them what they would search as well. This can really help to open up and see what kind of keywords might be worth targeting. So in the example that we're going to use today, let's say that you have a business or you look after the digital marketing or SEO for a business, and that business all they look after is accounting software. So let's actually look at keywords of how we can find what people are searching that would be relevant to you. So the first keyword tool that I'm going to look at here is the actual free keyword generator tool from Ahrefs. Now, the way to find this is just go to ahrefs.com and go to the very bottom of their website and click on keyword generator tool. Basically what that'll do then is it'll ask you for, as I mentioned here, your seed keyword. So you type in your kind of main broader keyword, I suppose you could call it. And very important, make sure to choose the correct country as well. The reason for this is because you'll be told what the search volume is. And that just means how many people are searching that per month. But obviously, if you type in, for example, Ireland, where I'm from, because of the population difference alone, the search volume, as in how many people are searching for that particular keyword in Ireland, will be much smaller and it'll be much bigger in the States. So if you're in the United States, obviously choose United States. If you're in the UK, choose UK. Or whatever it is, just make sure that whatever target market that you are going after, make sure that you've selected them from the drop down here. It's very important. So you can see here that I've put in accounting and I've chosen United States and I've hit find keywords. And basically this is after giving me a load of keywords for free. So we can actually then have a look at these and see what might be important to us. So the first one that comes up is way of accounting. Now, if this is your business, more than likely they are actually a competitor. So you can cross that off your list immediately. But you can see we have accounting software, and accounting software is interesting because I mentioned that accounting software is what this business actually does. So all we've done is put in accounting and it's come back with accounting software already. So you know straight away that that's a good keyword to go after. Now you've also got accounting equation, accounting jobs. You know, there's some things in here, as I mentioned, won't make sense to you. Not only that they're a competitor like we have here with Wave, but for example, Reddit accounting, whatever it might be. But if you also offer small business accounting software, like we see here, there's another very strong keyword that you can go after. So you can see how powerful these tools are of essentially giving you keywords that are based on actual historical data of what people are actually searching. So to have this information is so powerful. And you can see it literally only took a few seconds to obtain this information. But now you have it. Now you know what keywords people are searching and how frequently, with this volume column here, how frequently they're searching them as well. Now this KD column, that stands for keyword difficulty. This is more so only related to Ahrefs. It's a metric that they use at a scale of 0 to 100, basically meaning how difficult would it be, or essentially how many backlinks might you need to rank for this particular keyword. As I mentioned, it's a scale of 0 to 100, but I'll come on to that more later in the video. The next tool that I'd recommend is actually from Google themselves. So to have this information right from the horse's mouth, so to speak, is fantastic as well. And this is another free tool by Google. It's called the Google Keyword Planner. So if you want access to this, you just need to have a free Google account. And all you need to do is do a search for Google Keyword Planner, and it's more than likely going to be the first result that appears. Now, again, what's very important is not only that you enter your seed keyword. Now you can actually enter a few different keywords in here with Google, but also choose your particular target market that you're going after. Again, this makes a very big difference to what you actually then intend on targeting for keywords on your website. So we've put in our search here now for accounting in the United States, and Google themselves have now come back with a lot of different keywords. Now you can see here that Google are not only showing you something that has the word accounting in it, but they're showing you relevant terms that would be important as well. This is why using several different tools for your keyword research can come in super handy, because they're not all going to give you back the same information. So you can see we've got accounting as the seed keyword, but then straight away, CPA. That is a perfect word that you might want to go after. We've also got Sage 1 again, they're a competitor, you don't want to use them, but personal tax account, something that might be relevant to you, bookkeeping, chartered accountant. There's all extremely strong keywords in here. Obviously, only include these on your website if these are things that you offer. So we can keep going through them here. General ledger, account receivable, CPA near me. You can see that there's loads and loads of different keywords here. So it's Google here saying here there's about 160 different keywords that they've found. Now, you can filter this down even more. You can see that Google are giving you other options up here as well. This is very, very strong information. And again, this is all free. It only takes a few seconds to find this information and to actually then go, oh, that makes a lot of sense. That is what somebody would search if they wanted to find our business. So that makes a lot of sense to have these keywords here. The next tool that I'd recommend, because it's free, is UberSuggest. Now, UberSuggest, very simple and in regards to what the rest of them were as well. So you just type in your seed keyword and again, choose your location. You can see that all these tools ask you for your location because it is extremely important. So if we then just start to scroll down, we get a few other bits of information as well. Now, you'll see that on a free account like you have here. Now, to be honest, I'm not even signed in. This isn't an account. I don't need to make any accounts to have this information here. But it just gives you a few more bits of information here, like accounting salary. Again, that might not be relevant to you. Accounting near me, I don't know if that is relevant to you if you're more so a software company. But you can see here as you start to go through all this information, how people are searching for things and how important these keywords could be to you based on the volume as well. Now, if I click on view all keyword ideas, now again, bear in mind, I have not signed into this. This is not even a free account. This is just free to use for anybody. You don't even need to give your information. This is amazing. So as we start to go through it here, we saw some of the keywords we saw before, and you can see that this particular version of the tool, it's more so using what's known as a phrase match. So it's going to include keywords that they include accounting in them. So it doesn't have to be at the start of the sentence or the term like we have here for accounting definitions, but tax accounting near me. So you can see it's included in there somewhere in the mix. So you can see it's using accounting as a term there. So, accounting memes or accounting jokes, if that's something you want to go after, feel free. Xero, again, they'd be a competitor, so you might not want to be mentioning them because it doesn't really make sense. Accounting book, accounting courses, maybe you offer a course as well, who knows? But you can see here it's giving you lots and lots of great information. You can see as you kind of go further down, it says, upgrade or sign up for a trial. But even if you don't, just to have these first, whatever it might be, 30 keywords here, this is so important. This is such awesome data that you're getting from these tools for free. The last tool I want to show you that's a free tool in order to find some great keywords that you might want to go after is actually, it's a mixture of Google itself and the keyword surfer Chrome extension. So what I've done is I've just typed in accounting again as our seed keyword. I've typed in accounting into a Google search term here. And even though it shows me everything on the left here as it usually would, you can see here that I have a couple of Chrome extensions installed. Now these are free. I'm not signed into anything here. These are free extensions. So this is called Keywords Explorer, this one here, that gives you kind of graph information. You can see that it actually looks like that over the last few years, people have been searching accounting less and less. So I don't know if that means they're searching accounting software more or accounting near me or whatever it might be, but it looks like actually the term accounting itself has been getting a little less searches as time has gone on. Now look, I wouldn't take that as something alarming and to not go after it based on that, because you can see here that it's still an extremely relevant and well searched keyword. But what's also interesting is this keyword surfer, as I mentioned, is an extension also. So keyword surfer, if I scroll a bit further down, not only does it give me all these kind of keywords here, again, accountant, accountants, and that's important there that those two terms have come up because we typed in accounting and now it's saying also relevant is accountant and accountants, plural. So that's interesting. And I'll actually come back to these in a second, but you can see it's got some other ones here. Accounting salary, salary for accountants. Salary seems to be a big one here, but I can click this button here to go through a few more. As you can see, it's talking a lot about salary as well here. Accounting jobs. accounting equation, accounting software, accounting jobs near me, account software, software accounting. So you can see it's starting to give you all these different but relevant keywords. And now these are the ones that you can put into your spreadsheet or your notepad or whatever it might be, and either have a look at them yourself, do a search for them like we see here to see how relevant they might be to you, or speak to your team about the keywords that you've kind of filtered it down to, how they feel that they're relevant, whatever it might be, whatever kind of works best for you. But now you have all of these keywords. So that kind of covers everything under the free keyword tools that we mentioned. But what I'll do here is I'll actually jump into if you were to be having a paid Ahrefs account and a paid Surfer account. Now, to be honest, if you're serious about going after your SEO in regards to getting better results, we'd highly, highly recommend that you have at least a starter Ahrefs account and a Surfer Ahrefs account. Now, they are paid accounts, but the extra information that they give you can save you a lot of time. So let's look at the paid Ahrefs account to actually see what information we get from them. So you can see here that I'm in the agency account that we have for Ahrefs, and I've gone to the Keywords Explorer section here. Now, the Keywords Explorer is going to ask you for your seed keywords here. Now, our original seed keyword was accounting, like we have here at the top. However, what we saw from the Keyword Surfer free Chrome extension was that they were also talking about accountant and accountants. So I've just entered these in here. Now, there's a couple of other filters on Ahrefs that make things a bit more interesting in my opinion. So you can see here that you can choose from different search engines where you want the data to come from. So for this example, we're going to choose Google, but you can see you've also got YouTube, Amazon, Bing, so on and so forth. And yet again, please remember to choose the correct country that you're targeting here. So after I've got all that, what I'm going to do is I've clicked onto this here, and what Ahrefs is going to do is it's going to show me just the information for these three keywords, but I want to see a bit more. So what I've done is I've clicked on the matching terms report here on the left. Now, to be honest, Ahrefs have changed this around slightly, so by the time you look at this video, it could be different again. But what I'm doing at the moment is looking at the matching terms section here. So you can see here that there's over 1 million keywords that Ahrefs seem to think are relevant to accounting, accountants, and accountant. So the accountant, I'm assuming that's maybe a show or a movie or something like that, because it seems like a bit of a strange keyword to have there. But like we saw earlier, we've got Wave Accounting, again, their competitor. You can kind of exclude them, to be honest. But there's other interesting ones here. We've got accounting, accountant, accounting software, the salary one again, equation, jobs, tax accountant near me. And you can see that you can scroll through all these and you get amazing information. But because there's over 1 million different keywords here, we really need to filter it down because there's only a certain amount of keywords you'll be able to target realistically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the include section here, and I'm going to tell it to only show me keywords that include the word software. So that's what I've done here on this particular page. So you can see everything here, and it even highlights them, which is great. Include software. Now, at the start of this video, we mentioned that the actual business that you operate in is all about accounting software. So already, these keywords are a lot more relevant to what you do and what you should rank for. So you can see here that we go through them. There's accounting software, free accounting software. If you offer a free version, that might be handy. Like we saw earlier, small business accounting, best accounting software. There's loads and loads of great ones here. However, as I mentioned at the start of the video, there's this keyword difficulty section here. As I mentioned, that's a scale essentially of 0 to 100 that Ahrefs make themselves to say how many backlinks essentially they think that you would need to rank for that keyword. So obviously, the higher that this goes, the more backlinks you're going to need to earn to your page to rank for this particular keyword. So you can see here, it's extremely competitive. Now, what's handy enough in Ahrefs is that they actually color coded as well. So you can see anything that's not too difficult is in a green, and then it goes to your orange and to red. So it actually is very easy to see straight away. So luckily enough, another filter we can add with Ahrefs is we can actually set a particular keyword difficulty. So what I've done in this example is I've said, okay, show me keywords that include the term software, but also are no higher than a keyword difficulty of 30. And that gives us back this particular report. So you can see here, all of a sudden, things start to be a bit green. So there's a bit more chance of ranking for these. Now look, you might also see that for the volume section here, the volume for these, for example, for Wave accounting software, again, they're a competitor, so exclude them. But as an example, instead of going for accounting software, which had a lot more search volume, the more that you filter down, it's going to have less volume. But what people usually don't realize is that if that's a particular search term and someone is so precise at what they're looking for, your conversion rate will be higher. And I'll move on to that in a moment as well. So what's very interesting to me that comes up here is now we have keywords such as church accounting software. We've also got real estate accounting software, software for accounting firms, restaurant accounting software, free church accounting software. We saw church was there again, farm accounting software, manufacturing. So you can see that there's all these different industries that people are in, but they're using their industry when they're searching as well. Now, if you have pages for all of these, what we call a dedicated landing page that specifically targets only, for example, real estate accounting software, or for example, farm accounting software, whatever it might be, there's more chance that you're going to show up, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of people targeting those particular keywords. However, I will mention that in just a moment. So you can also see that there's a lot more filtering that can still be done. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to actually have a look at the different terms, relevant terms that are being used for this. So what was very interesting to me is church. I didn't think anyone would be searching church software for accountants or anything like that at all. So to me, that's actually very interesting. So I filtered it down even further to only show something that's related to church. And you can see we've gone from 1.2 million keywords now to 17 keywords. But again, what's super interesting here is for church accounting software alone by itself, there is almost 2,000 people searching this. So it's estimated here that there's about 1,700 people per month in the USA alone who are searching church accounting software. And look at all the other strong keywords that you could use as well on that page. You've got free church accounting software, church accounting software reviews, accounting software for church. That might actually be a better one to have these two together. Small church accounting software. This is how particular people are being when they're searching. They're not only searching church accounting software, but that particular person, or the 60 people per month, are actually searching small church accounting software. So you can see here that we've gone through a bit of a journey here to find these, but the more precise that we can be with what people are searching, if we can create a dedicated landing page all about that, well, then there's a very, very strong chance that we're going to rank for that. So let's move on a bit further here, and actually let's have a look at the term church accounting software to break it down even more. You can see here in Ahrefs, now again, bear in mind, this is the paid version of Ahrefs. So you can see here the full breakdown for church accounting software. Now you can see that if you do have a paid Ahrefs account, you get some super interesting information. So not only do you get to see the global volume, so you can see here that a lot of people are searching it in the States, not so much in the UK and in other places, but this helps give you a further breakdown. So this is another reason why it's important to know your geographical target as well here, because you could be thinking that, for example, there's going to be 1,700 people searching for you, but if you're in the UK, it's actually only 60. So another reason why this is so important. But you can see here there's loads of other keyword ideas here from Ahrefs as well. So just different terms that are matching different questions. Now, questions are an interesting one because if you're smart enough with your technical SEO, you can actually include these questions as schema markup. So they can actually appear as further real estate in the search engine results pages for you. But you can see here there's lots of other things. There's also all people also talk about, and QuickBooks is there. And QuickBooks is very interesting, and I'll mention that in a moment. So if we go scroll down a little here, we can actually see the SERP overview and where people have been for the last 6 months. So you can see that for the majority of the last 6 months, the people who have been ranking in the top for this, they kind of stayed there. There's been a bit of what's known as Google bouncing, where people will kind of go into the Google results and they'll drop out of them and they'll go back into them. Now, there's a few different reasons why that can happen, and we will actually make a video all about that soon enough. So if you want to see that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. But if we scroll further down, now what we're going to do is have a look at what is the search intent. That's the next part. Now, you may have already seen our video all about search intent, so I won't go on too long about it here. But basically what we want to see is if we made a page all about church accounting software, could we rank for it? Do Google think that's what people want to see? So all we need to do is actually look at who's ranking in the top 10. Now, you can either have a look at this on Ahrefs if you have a paid account, or just Google it yourself and have a look on Google because it's free. So the first thing that comes up is church accounting software. So these people here, they're obviously going to be a competitor and they're ranking. So that means that straight away, there's indication that we actually could rank for this. Now the next couple, or the next few, should I say, they're more so review sections. They're kind of blogs talking about different software that is available for church accounting. However, after that, we have another church accounting software, and we have a few more other ones as well. So there's kind of a 50-50 chance in regards to intent, in my opinion here, that you could rank for it, depending on how well optimized your page is. So the next thing that we would normally do is, if we've decided now, after all our filtering and having a look at different things, that we think, yeah, actually, let's make a dedicated landing page for church accounting software. What I would recommend to do then, and this is what we do for all of our clients, is I'll actually take church accounting software as a keyword. I'll go over to Surfer, which is another great tool that we use, and I'll go into the content editor section. And what I'll do is I'll tell Surfer to have a look out there at what other pages are online, and to also include what's known as NLP keywords. That stands for natural language processing. Basically, these are related terms that Google will want to see on the page. But what that does is it allows you to create a page from scratch or copy and paste in the content you already have so you can improve upon it. And it tells you based on the competitors, and you can change your competitors if they're not exactly suited. So you just click this little gear icon up here. And for example, as I mentioned earlier, some of those were kind of more blog reviews. We don't really want to be ranking with them. They're not our competitors. So you can take them out of the equation here, and Surfer's only going to look after people who are actually your competitors for a landing page like this. But the most interesting part here is it gives you all these incredible keywords to use here. So it's saying for church accounting software as your primary keyword in this example, that you should use it between 11 and 19 times. So in this particular example, I would make it a H1. And you can also see that there's other very important keywords here, such as accounts payable, accounts receivable, pay bills, advanced accounting, church bookkeeping is one, church management. But a very interesting one that popped up was church management software. Now, we saw on Ahrefs that people were also talking about QuickBooks when it came to the term for church accounting software. I mentioned that was interesting. The reason being is because QuickBooks, obviously one of the top players in the accounting software industry, we actually see that QuickBooks are ranking for this. And the reason being is they have a page all about church accounting software. They have a dedicated landing page all about this topic. Now, QuickBooks, obviously, they're very, very smart and clever, and they're one of the bigger players, as I mentioned. So they're obviously doing something right here. So you can see here that they've used a lot of important keywords. This is in a heading here, but we also saw that Surfer thinks that we should use church management software. So if we scroll down, one of the other headings here that QuickBooks have used, it includes church management software. So whoever's doing the SEO for QuickBooks obviously knows all this and has done the research to have all the correct data. So this is extremely, extremely interesting. But what's also interesting about this is you'll see here that this actually goes to /industry/churches. Now, that's interesting because I wanted to see what other industries are QuickBooks actually targeting. So I had a look at their industries page, and they have a nice little drop down here, and they have restaurants, construction, retail, churches, non-profit, legal, so on and so forth. That's extremely interesting because at the start of our keyword research, as we started to filter things through in Ahrefs, we saw that people were searching restaurant accounting software, construction accounting software, so on and so forth. So whoever is doing the information or research on SEO in QuickBooks, they've obviously seen this and gone, we need to make pages for these. And I can guarantee that they're getting people going to these pages who are specifically looking for restaurant accounting software or church accounting software in the example of this particular page. So that means that that person goes, I don't just want accounting software, I want church accounting software. And they're going through this and they see all the exact keywords they want to use, such as church management software. And it has basically everything that they want to see. So they're going to go, yeah, this is the product for me. This is what I'm looking for. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to click buy now. They're going to convert. So that's why it's so important to, first of all, start with keyword research, to then filter down specifically through your keywords to something that you can actually offer to customers, because people are searching extremely particular keywords. And if you can create a dedicated landing page all about this sort of stuff, you're more than likely going to rank for it. So the last thing I'm going to show you about this in regards to keyword research, obviously you want to include those keywords like we saw on Surfer. You want to include them throughout your content as well. But it's not just your content where you want to include them. You want to include them in other important places as well. So another free tool, actually, this Ahrefs toolbar, if I click on that here, and I actually click on this section here, which gives us an on-page report, that's basically going behind the scenes of this page to see the kind of things Google are looking for. Now, we've talked before about your title and description, which you can see here, and that's important because that's what shows up to somebody in the Google search results before they ever see your website. Your title and description needs to tell someone why they should click on your website as opposed to the other people who are ranking on page 1. But you can see here, again, whoever is doing this for QuickBooks, top marks to them. They have included church accounting at the start. They've included software here, accounting software for churches. They've got 2 very, very strong keywords in the title alone. That's what someone wants to see. If someone sees this and that's what they're looking for, they're obviously going to click onto it. And also they've got in their description as well, church accounting, different things like that, which means that there's a chance that it's going to actually show up as bold in the Google search results, helping them stand out even more. So the last thing that I'll talk about here, and I'll end the video then, because I know this has been a long video, but it's quite important, is your heading tags. So if I click show more, we can see the rest of the heading tags that are showing up here. So you can see here that for their H1, okay, obviously the most important heading tag, we've mentioned this before, church accounting software is included in this. They have that term in their most important heading tag. Again, top marks to whoever's doing this in QuickBooks. But you can also see for their smaller heading tags, H2s, H3s, whatever it may be, will help with church finances. Obviously an extremely relevant term there as well. And it's also got a lot of other important things in the headings as well that Google would see as relevant, or any other kind of search engine, such as flexible church management software. That was one we looked at earlier. That one actually correlates to this one here, like we saw. So you can see here that even with free tools, because again, this toolbar and all this information I'm seeing here, this is all free. So the only paid section is what we looked at, and for further filtering in Ahrefs and to actually find those important relevant keywords in Surfer. So you can have a look at this keyword research for free with the tools you mentioned earlier. But if you're serious about it, I would highly recommend getting a paid account with Ahrefs and with Surfer. Trust me, it will pay for itself 10 times over. So what I'll do is I'll actually end the video there. I know this was a bit of a longer video, but it's such an important topic that I wanted to walk you through the exact steps that we actually take for either ourselves when we're trying to make content, or when we're making content or ranking pages for our clients, whenever it may be. These are the exact steps that we take, and this is how we get great results. If you do have any questions or comments at all, or if there's a particular tip or trick that you might know that we haven't actually pointed out in the video today about keyword research, please leave it all below. We'll do our very best to reply to each and every single comment. But other than that, hope you got a bit of value from this video. Hopefully we'll chat again soon. But other than that, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.